Hi there, it's Anna from annasproject.com and you're watching Anna's Pool of Inspiration, the home for people who want to create a relationship with food and with themselves that they love and thrive of. So this is the first ever episode I'm presenting and I'm very excited about it, and I'm presenting it from my brand new sparkling kitchen, from our brand new sparkling flat, which we just moved into over New Year actually. So whilst everyone was out celebrating and having a great time, we were kind of unpacking, and there's still lots of unpacking to do, which way, there we go. But yeah, we're getting in. And I'm really excited about this lovely kitchen. So there will be a lot of cooking and food creation stuff going on, so watch this space. So today I want to share with you something that's really close to my heart, and something that's been the pivotal moment or tool that I actually learned in my own food recovery. So a lot of the women that I work with share with me that one of the downfalls or one of the big triggers that they have when they engage in binge eating or emotional eating or overeating is actually feelings. So, you know, they will have particular strong feelings, they might not even be aware of their feelings. And there's the belief out there that, you know, if we eat or if we use something external, something that is outside of ourselves, that we will feel better. And we live in a world that really promotes the whole notion of feeling better, being better, getting better, you know, having the most happiest life you can ever imagine. And really what we don't learn anymore is how to feel. So, you know, we've been taught, we've been primed to feel better, but actually nobody's giving us the tools to get better at feeling rather than just, you know, always feeling better. So, you know, if you put on the TV, listen to radio, whatever it is, you know, all the adverts are all about, you know, if you take this, then this is how you're going to feel. You know, if you just use me, then you're going to feel sexy, you're going to, you know, feel slim, you're going to feel on top of the world, you know, with more money, you're going to feel better, you're going to feel more powerful. And really, you know, we're kind of losing the connection to our innate ability, so the ability that we are born with to regulate our own emotional states. And, you know, food is one of the big choices people engage in, or the big things that people use to fix our emotions. We all know that food is addictive, especially sugar. You know how it impacts on the dopamine and serotonin levels on our neurotransmitters. They're just, you know, the feel-good chemicals, and they're getting released if we eat a lot of processed sugar. So no wonder that we get a kick and a high when we eat something sweet. And the more we do that, when we have certain emotions, the more we actually learn that it's like the conditioning thing. The more we condition our body that if I have this emotion or feeling, this substance is going to make me feel better. This substance is going to do it for me. It's going to kick it. It's going to heal me. It's going to take me away from whatever it is that I'm feeling. And, you know, I just don't have to feel the shit that I don't want to feel. Now, the problem is, if we rely on something that's external, something outside of ourselves to make us feel better, we're not only giving our power away to do that for ourselves, but also we kind of become dependent on it. And we give our body the message that it cannot actually regulate itself. And it is not okay to have those feelings, right? And, you know, we cannot control all our feelings. You know, they come up as a natural response to certain life events, to things that happen to us, to their feelings. They simply come up to certain triggers, and that's, you know, that's out of our control. But what is in our control, what is in our power, is how we manage them and how we deal with them. So, you know, if you struggle around food, if you're a food addict, if you overeat, binge eat, emotionally eat, or totally restrict eating, you know, there will probably be a time where food actually served you. There will be a time where you've had an experience that was very painful, and it doesn't have to be traumatic, you know, pain, there's a whole spectrum on it. But something will have happened in your life that was very difficult for you to experience. For me personally, loneliness was a huge, and still can be, a huge trigger. So despite having a great life, having a partner, having great friends, doing really well academically in my job and all that, I felt totally lonely inside. And by focusing on food and eating, I was able to fill that inner emptiness, to fill that hole, and to give me something else to focus on rather than on, how I'm feeling, and to actually feel that. And, the number one helpful tool to actually stop using food as a way of escaping your emotions, whether it be stress, anger, loneliness, sadness, whatever it is, even happiness, we eat when we feel happy, is to actually learn how to get better at feeling, how to feel better. So not to how to, feel all great, but how to feel in a better way, in a more healthier, in a more empowering way. And the number one and the first key ingredient or step to do that is actually to give yourself permission to have all of your feelings. That it is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel lonely. It is okay to feel anxious and frightened. Often we grow up in a world or in a household or in a family that, has a really hard time talking about feelings. Where certain feelings are not allowed, especially for men, if little boys start crying, if they're a certain age, they've been told, stop it, it's a girl thing, that's not what you do. If you're a girl who's feeling angry, you've been told it's not okay to express your anger because that's not what girls do. They're nice and polite, It's a man thing. Men can have anger, but they're not allowed to cry, whereas we women, we can wail and wail and wail and it's okay, but if we have anger, oh no, that's not okay. So, the key really is to give yourself permission to feel your feelings, to have your feelings, and to take that step. And I know it's scary. I know it really, really is scary, right? But as much as you can, as safe as it feels for you, to give yourself that moment of breathing into your feeling. When you feel it coming up and rising, put your hand there on your heart, on your belly, on your chest, wherever you feel this feeling, on your head, wherever, and take those few moments and breathe into it. Allow yourself to be present with your feeling and go through that, because people are not dying of feeling sadness. People are not dying of feeling loneliness. People are dying of what they do with those feelings, how they're trying to get rid of those feelings. And this is serious shit. This is serious business. Right? I know people who are dying of obesity because they cannot go past that dropping into them feeling and allowing them to have those feelings. They eat and eat and eat and eat and eat in order to numb it, to numb themselves out. And vice versa. There are people who are not eating at all in order to stay in control or for whatever reasons. People who get mad, who start being totally aggressive and actually kill people out of that, emotional place because they don't know where else to put it, how else to handle it. So the key to stop eating emotionally and to use food or any external things, be it shopping, be it sex, be it drugs, be it alcohol, in order to balance your internal state, is to actually give yourself permission to feel them. Now, you might say, well, Anna, that's all nice and, it's easy for you to say, but what about when I'm at work, and I feel really angry by my colleague, I can't just go there and, have that whole expression and share with him how I'm feeling and, having that emotional outburst, or, sit there crying hysterically. And, totally, I get it, there's a time and place for this. When I was working in a treatment center and I was doing group therapy, and I was really, really touched by somebody's stories, I couldn't just be there and cry for them. No way. I had to learn how to contain it, and that's another big thing, containing our feelings. And imagine you're like a container, right, with all those feelings going on. And you can imagine that, when you have a big emotional experience and you cannot really, it's just not the right situation to actually tune into them and allow yourself and, have that experience, you can shelf them. So I imagine I put them in a jar and I put on a shelf and I will come back to it. I make sure I come back to it. Because if you don't, you would just, collect all those jars with all your different feelings, and they will stock up and stock up and pile up and pile up, and it will become too much. Your shelf will break, and you will have a big outburst or a breakdown or depression or burnout or whatever. So it's really important that you start engaging in emotional hygiene. Okay, and I just want you to know that all feelings are absolutely welcome. There are no good or no bad feelings. There are difficult feelings maybe, and there are feelings that are they feel more pleasant. But again, it's our judgment, and really, they are all, they're all good, because it means that we care and that we are human and that that we are having a human experience in this world. And this is what we all aim for. If we wouldn't be feeling those feelings, we wouldn't be able to experience love. We wouldn't be able to experience joy or connection. That moment where your heart just opens. We wouldn't be able to feel all this if we wouldn't, if we don't allow ourselves to feel the other side of the coin. It's the same thing. They're just the two different sides of one coin. So I really hope you take a little bit of inspiration from this, and please let me know, leave a comment, share with me which feelings are the most difficult ones for you to experience, and what step you can actually take or you want to commit to give yourself the permission to feel them. Maybe there's one kind of emotion hygiene thing you can do or you can think of, that you can implement in your life. And if you don't, ask for help. I'll be there. I'll be checking the responses, and I'm more than happy to help out. Okay, so if you want to learn more about how I work, how I use this approach to help women stop eating emotionally and binging and create a relationship with food and themselves, like from an inside out, that they love, check out my website, annasburdick.com. Check out my program, Love from Within. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.